welcome to Yoga Today. Today is the third chakra series of our chakra practices, chakra balancing practices. So as we've talked about before, chakras are central energy points with running up the spine. And chakra literally is translated as wheel, and this is sort of the energetic layer of the body where matter and energy, emotion, all come into together. So we've talked about the root chakra in the first sequence, the first class. We've talked about the second chakra, and today we're going to focus on the third chakra. So the third chakra is called Manipura. Manipura is in the solar plexus region of the body from the navel to the breastbone. That's where it lives in the body, if you will. And the biological function that it's associated with is digestion. Because right here we have obviously our stomach and liver and spleen and all of these beautiful organs right in here. From an energetic standpoint, this is where we get our willpower. This is where we get our perseverance. This is where we can move from in a sense of power, right? It's our self-esteem. This is also associated with the color yellow, obviously from the solar plexus region. The vibrational energy here, it vibrates at the color of yellow. So I'm wearing this yellow shirt and yellow flowers to help us to remember that kind of vibration, right here. And it literally translates to City of Jewels. And so I'm going to offer a mudra as we start around what would be the mudra for this chakra to help balance this chakra. It is also affiliated and associated with the element of fire. So you can imagine we're going to be working on our Agni, our digestive fire, the fire of transformation, the fire that fuels our power, that gives us strength, that gives us fortitude. So we're going to be talking about a lot of those themes as we go through the practice. And I'm going to ask you to sort of modulate your temper, modulate your fire. We're going to stoke it up a little bit, but we're also going to try to keep it in an even keel. So for my Pitta friends, please don't power through this practice. Be really mindful of continuing to stoke the fire and then let it cool off a little bit and then stoke it again. So that's kind of how we're going to practice today. So really happy to be together with you. So let's come to our comfortable seat. As I usually do, like to put a pillow right behind underneath my tailbone, right at the base of the spine. And we'll come to a comfortable, easy position and rolling our shoulders up, back, and down. And just coming into the present moment, coming into our practice today. So maybe you close your eyes and you go inside as you rest into your practice. Letting the sit bones root down. And maybe you start to notice any sensations. And just give yourself a moment to just ground into the space. So as we're focusing on the third chakra today, we're going to go back and revisit, the root, and then the creative center, and the second chakra, and then really focus on the third. So we're always going back to the roots though. So that's what we're doing here, is just coming into our space, rooting down. Closing the eyes. Yeah. And if you'd like to take that Manipura mudra that I mentioned, I'll see if I can get close enough for you to see my hands here. So bring your thumb and your pointer fingers together, and then place the tips of the middle finger together, and then interlace the last two fingers, right? So we have the thumb and the first finger pad to pad, and then we have the middle fingers pointing outward. See that? And then we have the other last two fingers wrapped around. And then we can bring this mudra to the solar plexus region. So if you just rest your shoulders down, bring your elbows into the body, and then your hands just rest right there really comfortably. So maybe now close your eyes if you've chosen to take this mudra. And now begin to meditate on the qualities of a balanced chakra, third chakra. So what does that look like? This is an area where we feel really strong in our self-esteem, but with humility and without ego. This is where we feel purposeful, very determined in showing our unique gifts. This is the source, as I said, of our willpower. But willpower from a place of integrity and love, again, not ego. And this is where we feel empowerment, right? Where we can really shine our light, really step into our power, and really feel very, very much empowered. And our steadfastness. This is where this comes from. So it's steadfastness without selfishness. Interesting to contemplate here, right? Vitality, fire, warmth, sparkling jewels, kind of the bling of the chakras, I guess. And as we contemplate those ideas, maybe something there resonates with you and you can continue to meditate on it as we begin to really breathe deeply now. Draw the breath deep into the roots, deep into the belly. Allow the belly to expand with the breath. And then on the exhale, slowly metering the breath out. Maybe drawing your navel back towards your spine. And then another inhale comes. Draw that inhale deep down into the belly. So we're breathing way down into the base. Letting the belly expand with the breath. And then exhale, gently drawing your navel back towards your spine. A couple more of these. The breath is going to fuel our practice today as usual. Bring the breath deep into the belly. Let the belly rise with the breath. Soften in the cheeks of your face and the back of your throat, and then exhale, completely exchanging all the breath back out. And then we'll grow the breath a little deeper and bigger now as you inhale again, deep into the belly. And then allow that breath to climb up underneath the heart space. So really expanding in that solar plexus region and the lower ribs, up under the heart. And then when the exhale comes, drain the breath from the top to the bottom, but with intention. And then draw your navel to your spine at the base, pressing all the air back out. And then draw the breath in again. Into the roots, into the belly, up under the heart. Expand the lower lungs. And then pause at the top of the breath and then exhale again, top to bottom. Again, focusing on that mudra, feeling the power, feeling confident in our capabilities and abilities, and then we'll breathe again deep into the belly. And this time, let's let the breath climb all the way up to underneath the collarbones. Feeling the belly, and then onto the heart, and then all the way up underneath the collarbones with a breath. And then exhale, top to bottom, navel to spine. Nice. Take a couple more of those big breaths at your own pace. First, deep into the belly, up under the heart, and then fill the full back body with breath. And then when you're ready, we'll exhale, top to bottom, navel to spine. One or two more. Relax the cheeks of your face and your jaw. Let the breath flow easily. And then on your final breath, inhale deep into the roots and then all the way up under the collarbones. And then when you're ready to release that breath to the universe, watch it with your mind's eye as it mingles back with the universe. And reminding us again that we are one. And then let's release the mudra if you've chosen to take that mudra. Bring your hands back to your thighs, and then we'll just take a couple moments to notice. Maybe scan the body from the tips of the toes to the crown of the head. Do you feel yourself stepping into your power a little bit more deeply, a little bit more consciously? And we'll just do one round of Kapalabhati to really start to stoke that fire, to bring warmth into the body, to bring that Agni fire in, fire of digestion, even though we feel it from the lower digestive organs, which we did in the last practice, also helps enzymatically fire up and then just bring some heat into the body. So if you'd like to take that lung mudra as we bring our thumbs into our palms and then wrap our fingertips around the thumbs in that non-violent ahisma fist, we bring those fists to the tops of the thighs. Lift up your heart, sit up nice and tall, and then we'll bring the breath into about 2/3 of capacity, and then we'll begin to pump the navel back towards the spine. And as we engage the diaphragm, when we pull the navel back into the spine, then we create a vacuum. So it's really a forceful exhalation out through the nose. The mouth is just relaxed and gently closed. And then the inhalation comes automatically because we've created that vacuum pump, if you will, in our diaphragm area. So when you're ready, we'll begin with a deep breath into about 2/3 and then begin the pumping. And we'll begin breathing in. As we come to the end of Kapalabhati, inhale deeply and then exhale completely. Leave the breath out of the body. Engage your locks and just notice what it feels like at this point with the breath out of the body. And then when you need to breathe, inhale again. And then notice what it feels like to keep the breath in the body. And just take a moment to notice any sensations, any energy moving. Might feel a little vibration. Might feel some warmth in the third eye area. Might feel some tingling, some movement of energy. And with that, we'll begin moving around the base of the spine. And for some of you who practice with me regularly, I'm going to encourage you to really track the sound of my voice and my cues, because while we will be doing a lot of the same movements that we've done, we're going to modify some of these a bit to really focus again on our third chakra, right? On our solar plexus region, on digestion, on the fire. So as we rotate around the base, just whatever feels organic for you, bringing the head and neck and shoulders into it as we just start to move a bit. And then we'll pause and we'll reverse the direction, drawing our heart forward over our feet and our legs, and then yawning into the back a little bit as we move really from the base, but really leading kind of from that solar plexus area. Okay? Nice. Starting to stoke the fire. And we'll come back to center, sit up nice and tall. Let's bring one hand to the earth, and we'll sweep the opposite arm up. And unshrug the shoulder at the top. So get long, fearless here, right at the top. And then we'll exhale, we'll just come on over. So we're really opening up in the side waist and the low lungs. And then let's breathe here, open up those intercostal muscles, reaching with the top arm, unshrugging the shoulder, lengthening along the side waist. Yeah. Take a big breath here. Let the breath carry you. Opening up the side waist with the breath, massaging from the inside. Press into the standing hand. Top arm helps to draw us up, and then the exhale takes us back to the earth. And then we'll inhale the other arm up. Reach it long, stretch it out, and then exhale. Come on over. And again, lengthening along the side waist, rooting down in the sits bone, breathing into those low lungs, opening up in the intercostals, shining your light forward, maybe even a little bit up to the heavens. Yeah, nice. And then we'll inhale, reach up, and the exhale will bring us to the earth. And then we'll bring our hands, interlace them, press out through the fingers, right? Press out through the palm of the hand and the wrist. And then on an inhale, we'll press the hands away as we lift up. Maybe look up. Bring the biceps back behind your ears if you can. Then when you do that, you get into a bit of a back bend. So we're really shining our light at the top here. And then as the exhale comes, we'll press the hands away. We'll roll into the back. Draw the navel to the spine. Now, if you have any disc issues, anytime we go into a flexion of the spine, any kind of rounding, please be mindful. Please be careful. Please don't do it if you have any disc injuries. Inhale, rise up. And send the biceps behind the ears, and then exhale, round into the back if you're capable of doing that without any injury. And then we'll rise again. Press through the hands. Inhale to rise up. Shine your heart forward as you draw your arms up overhead and behind your head a bit. And then exhale and round back in. Yeah. And we'll shake that out. Let's bring our hands to heart center and Anjali Mudra, sit up nice and tall. And then on the exhale, just turn from the side waist. Right here, you're shining your light right in the middle, and just turn that light to shine it to the corner of the room. And here we're not trying to wrench it around with our arms. That's why I want you to just bring our hands to heart center here. Focus on the heat building right here from the middle. And then turn, gently turn to one side. And then inhale, feel the length along the spine. And then keep that length as you exhale back through center. And then gently, just turn gently to the other side. Take a breath or two here, each inhale extending the spine, and each exhale maybe feeling a softening into the turn. And then inhale, come back to center. And then we'll release that, shake it out. Let's rotate the wrist just a moment as we transition to hands and knees. So we'll leave our cushion aside for now, and we'll sweep the feet around and come onto hands and knees. Getting a little warm, so let's come on over to our hands and knees. So we'll get into our neutral table, our normal situation here. So if you need to ever release the wrists, bring your tops of your hands to the earth and then draw the fingertips to the thumb, okay? So anytime you need to come off the wrist, please feel free to do that little technique. So we'll send our hips right over our knees and our wrists right underneath our shoulders, extending through the crown of the head. And when you're ready, we'll drop the belly, send your heart and forward, and your light, send it forward. And then on the exhale, we'll round from the belly, pressing the navel back to the spine, and then drop your head and neck. And then you inhale, drop the belly, send the heart and the light forward, and then exhale, round in. So warming up the back here. Again, be mindful of rounding if you have any disc issues. So exhale, press into the hands, dome the spine, inhale, drop the belly, send the heart forward. Nice. Really moving with the breath. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart. And as you exhale, rounding in. And then we'll come through that neutral table, and then we'll just wag the tail here. Bring the left hip to the left shoulder, and then the right hip to the right shoulder. So we're expanding the side waist on one side and compressing on the other. Nice lateral movements of the spine to warm up, right and left side. So we did flexion and extension, and now lateral movements. And now we're going to come into the twist. So we'll send the left hand forward of the shoulder, and then we'll sweep the right arm up. So we're watching it with our eyes as we sweep the right arm up over to the right, and then we'll exhale, we'll, with the palm up, thread that arm underneath the left, and bring your right shoulder to the earth and the right side of your face. And then you can stay right here with this left arm extended, but today we really want to think about shining our heart and opening up in that solar plexus area. So we can take the left arm and draw it up from the shoulder. So we're extending through the tailbone. We're turning from that solar plexus region right there. And we're breathing, extending the spine on the inhale and softening down on the shoulder for the exhale. So take 1 or 2 more breaths here. And if you've taken the option to raise the arm up on the exhale, we'll draw the arm back to the earth and set the hand under the shoulder as we press back up to our neutral table. We'll unwind the right arm, and then we'll come back. So we're back to our neutral table. So from here, let's take a cow and a cat with your breath. Exhale to dome the spine, inhale to drop the belly. Allow the movement to be the same length as the breath. So either lengthen the breath or slow down the movement, whatever you need to do to match the movement with the breath. And now we'll come to the other side. So we'll send the right arm forward this time, and then we'll sweep the left arm up. And then we'll sweep that arm under, palm up, come down on the shoulder, side of the left side of your face. And then again, we'll bring the right hand up overhead, directly up from the shoulder. If that works for you. Otherwise, just leave the hand on the earth. And we're turning here into the twist. Big long breaths. Each inhale, feeling the crown of our head reaching away, and each exhale, just softening into the twist. And then we'll bring the right hand back to the earth, press into that hand, unwind the left arm, and then come back to your neutral table. So from here, let's press back to child, but let's do a little bit of a modification of child. So instead of sending the knees wide and toes together, leave the knees right underneath the hips and just press directly back. So we're going to come into a little bit of a warm-up vinyasa here as we're starting to warm up and stoke the fire a little bit. So as we come into this modified child, take a breath or two here, really stretching into the low back, pressing the mat away. Yeah, and then we're going to come up, we're going to come through table. And then on the exhale, chaturanga arms here, we're going to bring the elbows back into the rib cage, and we're going to bring our chin to the mat. So exhale, press it down. Inhale, press it back. Exhale, come all the way back to child. We're going to do that a few more times, a little vinyasa. Inhale, come through table. Exhale, elbows to the chest, send your chin to the mat, and press back up. Yes, you got this. Press back to child. 2 more times. Roll forward. We'll come to plank. Bring the elbows strongly into the body, and then press the hands away. Yeah, feeling a warmth coming into the triceps. Now back to child one last time in this variety. Inhale here. Drop the chin forward, and then press into the hands, and then exhale, come on back. Take a break. We'll send the elbows to the earth and bring the hands in prayer down the back. Really press into the elbows. It helps to stretch the triceps right there. So you're tractioning the elbows and isometrically drawing back. Take a breath. Okay, we're going to come up again, stoke the fire again. This time, we're going to come through table. We're going to draw the elbows in, dip your chin, press into the hands. Now tuck the toes, bring it all the way back up, downward facing dog. This is our first down dog of practice today, so let's go ahead and just stay here for a breath or two, extending through the spine, pressing the front of the mat away, walking one heel and then the other towards the earth. Feels great. And then from here, we're going to roll forward to plank, drop the knees. Now we're back in table, and then come on back to that modified child's pose. Ready? Here we go. Inhale, come back through table. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press into the hands. Tuck the toes, come on up. Downward facing dog. And then when you're ready, we'll bring the knees back to the earth and press back for child. We're going to do that a couple more times. Inhale, come forward to table. And then we'll come down. And then we'll press away. Yeah. And we'll tuck the toes and come on up. Downward facing dog. And then we'll roll forward. Drop the knees. Come back to child's pose. Anytime you need to just hang out in child's pose for a cycle. Like I said, temper your own fire today. Exhale, we'll draw the chin down to the mat and then press it away. And then we'll tuck the toes. Come on up. Downward facing dog. And then we'll drop the knees. Come on back to child. Okay, we're going to mix it up one time here. So we'll inhale, we'll come back up. And now we're going to extend the right leg back behind. So tuck the toe. Press out through the heel, and then we'll reach up, bring that heel to hip height. Yeah, tone the low belly, level off your pelvis, shine that heart. Okay, you've got this. We're so empowered today. Exhale, draw your elbows back, send your chin down to the mat. Press yourself back up. Now here's the tricky one, and you got this. It looks really tough, but you got it. Tuck your toes. Come on up. Downward facing dog. Three-legged dog. That feels great. And then we'll bring that foot to the earth. And then we'll drop the knees and come back to child. Anything you need to do here to release your wrists. Maybe just take fists and reach them around if you like. Take that reversed prayer if that's an option that you like as well. And we're going to come into that and we're going to do that again. So we're going to bring our hands to the earth and we're going to come up through table. We're going to send the right leg back behind. We're going to lift up that heel to hip height. We're going to draw the chin to the earth. We're going to inhale, press it up. And then we're going to tuck the toe. Exhale, come on back. Downward facing dog. And then we'll bring the right foot to the earth, and then we'll drop the knees and come back to child. And then we'll do that 2 times on the other side. So as we inhale, come up to table. Bring your left leg back behind this time. And then inhale, reach it along. Yeah. And then we'll exhale, draw the chin to the earth, press away. And then tuck the toe. Come on back. 3-legged dog. Oh yeah, I told you we were going to stoke the fire today. And then bring the left foot to the earth. And then roll forward. Drop the knees. Come on back to child. Release your wrists. Yeah, very, very good. Whew. All right. Let's keep the fire burning, but not out of control. So you're in charge of that. So we'll come back to hands and knees. And this time, we're going to lift the right leg up. So the knee is going to come towards the elbow, and the knee is going to come up to about hip height. And you are flexing your back foot so everything is in alignment, right? So let's do this for a few repetitions. So we'll just bring the knee up a couple times. Inhale to rise, exhale down. Maybe do a couple in one breath. And now we'll go from here. We'll kick the leg back and then swing it around. So then the right leg is coming to the left side of the body, right? So we're going to do that. Bring the knee back to the elbow, extend it back, and then stretch it across the body. So we'll do that a couple more times, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend, and then exhale, turn to look back at that foot. And then we'll do it one more time. And now we'll just hang out here for a moment in this lateral stretch. So the right foot is on the left side, and then you're looking back towards your left foot, squeezing the inner thighs together, lengthening along the spine on the inhale, and then exhale, just drift in to this nice lateral stretch. And then we'll inhale, come back to center, and we'll bring that knee back to the earth. Again, anytime you want to come to fists, or, because I know we're on the wrist a lot in this practice, so whatever you need to do to release that. Now we'll come to the other side for the leg lift. We'll lift the left leg up to about hip height and feet are flexed, okay? And then we'll inhale, lift it up. Really strong. Woo. Really strong in the hips, building the heat, minding the Agni fire. Next time, we'll send the knee towards the elbow, and then we'll extend the leg out and then cross it over the back of the body. So the left foot now is landing on the right side of the body. And then we'll bring that knee to the elbow and then swing it around. A couple more of these. Woo, yeah, feels good to move, good to stretch. One more, and then we'll bring the left foot to the right side, squeeze the inner thighs together here, extend through the spine, and then exhale. Draw your right ear towards your right hip as you come into that nice C curve. And then we'll inhale and come forward, and on the exhale, we'll send our knees under the hips and press on back for child. This time, let's really come into child. Bring your third eye to the mat. Extend your arms, press your hips over your heels. Third eye is on the mat. Ooh, feels good. And again, if you want any other release of the wrists, either just taking fists or that reverse mudra, that Anjali mudra. You're going to love these triceps tomorrow, I promise. You're going to love them. And when you're ready, we'll inhale, look forward, come on back up to your table, come on back up to downward facing dog. Nice. And then we'll look forward and we'll step or hop. Bring your feet towards your hands, come into a forward fold. So again, be mindful of your back. If you have any disc issues, just come to an extended spine. Otherwise, come into a forward fold, soften in the knees. Feet are parallel to each other, hip width distance apart. Maybe you take opposite elbows behind the legs today. Bend deep, bring your chest to your thighs. Send your gaze right back through your legs. And then, if you feel it, begin to start straightening your legs. Big stretch across the top of the shoulders and the back, mid-back. And of course the hamstrings are saying good morning. Whew. And then we'll unwind the arms and we'll bring the hands to the front of the shins and extend the crown of your head away from your tailbone as you come to this halfway lift point. Take a big inhale here, tone the low belly, and then exhale, bow back in, soften in the knees. Inhale, we'll rise again. Inhale carries you up, and as the exhale comes, we'll bow back in with lots of reverence. And inhale, come on up halfway. And then exhale and bow. Now we'll really deeply bend into the knees, bring our arms out to the side, and we'll press into the feet as we rise up to standing now Inhale to the top, exhale, hands to the heart. And take a couple moments to notice what's going on. How are you feeling? Where's your energy? Where's your heat? How's your fire burning? Okay, now we'll come into a few standing poses. We're going to come into a little joint warm-up standing today. So just a few seconds of moving through all of the joints. So we talked about the water element with the second chakra last time. So we just want to make sure that we're continuing to be mindful of lubricating the joints. So we're rolling through the ball of our feet, pressing through the toes. So just noticing all of that. Ooh, just got a little bit of a nice adjustment. And then we'll come to the other foot. So just rolling through the ball of your foot. If you had a tennis ball underneath it, something like that. And just rolling through all the joints there, rolling through the ankle. Nice. And then we'll come to standing, and then we'll bend deeply into the knees. And then let's just sort of rotate around the knees. Bending and extending, bending in the front, extending in the back. Maybe reverse the direction. Just warming up in the shins and the calves and the knees. And then let's come to the hips, nice and fluid. Bringing the hips forward to the side and back. Forward to the side and back. It feels really good. Whew. And then we'll come to the other side. Nice. And then let's let the arms and the shoulders get into it. So just keep everything really nice and fluid. I know some of you like to dance in the middle of the day for a little exercise, so come with me and feel it here, little yoga dance. And then we'll take a little windmill, so we'll come to one side with the arms and then just drop your head and shoulders and then come back up, right? Come to one side and then we'll come to the other side, one side, and then the other side. Just let everything go. Okay. Getting the blood going, getting the energy moving. Okay, so now we're going to come to the top of our space. We're going to build on what we have done in the other practices. Again, moving through the chakras from the root up. So we did Utkatasana in both practices, so we're going to start here to do that. So we're going to inhale, we're going to rise up. On the exhale, we're going to sit back in that imaginary chair. So we're going to send our hips back. Our knees are still above our ankles. So if you look down, can you see your toes? So sit back and then inhale, lift up. And moving from this core center now, right? Starting to, again, keep stoking the fire. We'll inhale here, and on the exhale, we'll bend over the legs and then draw the arms up overhead, leading with the pinky fingers and strongly drawing up. So you're going to feel that in the triceps as well. And then exhale, we're going to sweep down, and then inhale, we're going to rise back up. We're going to do that a couple more times. So exhale, come through, extend the legs as you draw the arms up overhead. And then exhale, bend into that chair, send the hips down. Inhale, come down. Whew. Exhale back. And then inhale, we'll rise up. Let's just do that one more time. Exhale to come down. Send the fingers high and wide. And then inhale to rise. This time we'll exhale and come down. We'll plant the hands. And we'll step the right foot back. And we'll tuck the back toe, so stay up on the heel. I should mention here that if you have a block or a couple books, you might want to put them at either end of your mat. So as we come up, we're going to send our heart right over our thighs and then draw the arms up behind us. And then as we inhale, press into the feet. Use that power you have, that energy right in the center body. And then lift up. Okay, so we're in crescent lunge here. So just be mindful that your feet are hip width distance or a little more apart. That'll help with balance. Your hips are facing towards the short end of the mat. You're shining your light up, and we're lifting up our arms and unshrugging the shoulders. So here we are in our crescent lunge right here. All right, this is where we're really going to stoke the fire now, and you've got this, so come with me. So we'll inhale here, and as you exhale, press off the back foot, and then draw the right knee up. Nice. And then inhale, step it back. So there's a lot going on here. So some balance, it's proprioception, where is your body in space, it's strength, it's sheer willpower to just do it. So we'll inhale to rise up here, right? Take a big breath. We're going to do a couple more of those in succession now. So as we exhale, so I like to even think about grabbing like some bars that are going to help me to press myself up, right? So here we go. We're inhale here, exhale. Inhale, come on back. Woo! A little bit of balance. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, come back. Do this 2 more times. Exhale, come forward, lift the knee. Inhale, step it back, shine your heart, get the back bend at the top. Exhale, bring the knee up. Inhale, step it back. And we'll find our legs here underneath us in crescent lunge. Now bring the hands to heart center. We're going to take a little twist here. So if you like to just come to the thigh and open up, follow that top arm with your eyes, that's great. If you want to come into Anjali Mudra and hinge at the hips, you have this nice long line of energy, right, from the top of your head all the way down through that back heel. And then exhale and turn. And then send the elbow to the thigh as you turn towards the leg. Nice, so you're here. And you can take it one step further here if you want to blossom your twist here. Send the top hand up, bottom hand to the earth, or to the bottom of the leg or the ankle. Take a big breath here. Send the breath from the tailbone to the crown. Breathing here. And then when you're ready, we'll bring the hands back to center and then press into the feet to lift up. And now we'll walk the back foot in so that, so that both heels can be down on the earth. We're coming into pyramid pose. So again, the hips are still facing towards the short end of the mat. Maybe the right hip is coming forward and the left hip is coming back. Left foot in front. And then let's inhale, rise up, shine that heart. And then exhale, we'll come on down over that leg. Do this forward fold. So we kind of square off our torso over that front leg. And then we'll draw our nose to the knee. So we were here in the last practice as well. But again, we're gonna take it up a notch. Take another breath here. And on the exhale, we're gonna press off the back foot. We're gonna reach for our block if we have it. And we're gonna press off the back foot, lift the back foot off the earth, pressing out through the heel. So you bring your hand to the block, your right hand to the block, the right foot is elevated, and then we're gonna turn towards the leg. We are. You can use a block, you can also use the wall, and turning towards the leg into a, if you come out, come back in just like I do, into a Pravrita, a twisted Ardha Chandrasana, a twisted half moon pose. So strongly pressing into the standing leg, drawing the power right here from the center, and then shining that light to the side. Press out through the back heel. Take one more big breath here. And then on the exhale, we'll soften in the knee, and we'll come on down. Let's send the foot back, the back foot, press into the earth, and then come on back. Downward facing dog, maybe three-legged dog. And then bring your feet to the earth. Take a breath in downward facing dog. Yeah. And then roll forward. If you want to take a vinyasa or just hang out in down dog or just drop your knees and come down to child. But if you want to come through vinyasa, come to plank. Exhale to lower down. Whew. Inhale to rise up. And then the exhale would carry us back to downward facing dog. If you really want to power up your practice now, it's up to you. You can stay in down dog or stay in child, or you can roll forward to plank And then roll over to one side, coming into side plank or Vashisthasana. And again, we're stacking the arms over from the shoulders over, pressing up in our hips, pressing into the standing arm, reaching up with the top hand. Oh, and then exhale, come back. And then let's all drop the knees and come on back to child's pose. Whew. A few big breaths here. I don't know about you, but I'm stoking that fire. Inhale and exhale. Whew. Couple more breaths in child's pose. And then when you're ready, we'll look forward. We'll draw yourself up. Tuck the toes. Come up through downward facing dog. And then we'll come to the other side from here. So three-legged dog. Lift the right leg back behind. And on the exhale, we'll send the foot to the thumb. Ooh, now the right leg is in front and the left leg is back. We're up on the back heel, so keep the back toe tucked. And then we'll draw the fingertips behind us into those airplane arms. Press strongly into the feet. Lead with your power. Inhale, rise up. There we are. Ah, nice. Shine your heart, your light forward. Unshrug the shoulders. Find your feet underneath you. Press strongly out through the back heel so it's really, really strong in the legs. Nice. Whew. And now we're going to do that vinyasa right from the power, right? Here we go. Ready? Inhale here. And then on the exhale, we're going to press off the back foot. Come up. Inhale to step it back. Exhale, come on up. Inhale, step it back. A couple more times. Exhale, draw the knee up. Inhale, step back. One last time. Whew, you got this. And then come on back. Shine your heart. Settle into your crescent lunge one more time here. Nice. And then we'll take that twist. So bring your hands to heart center. Or cross your left arm to the right thigh. And then draw your arm back behind. So I'll turn so you can see that. Alright, we're here turning towards the leg, pressing out through the back heel, right? Or we hinge from the hips so we make that nice straight long line, and then exhale and turn. And or open up the arms, another option. Go a little deeper. So each inhale extending through the spine, and each exhale just soften into that twist. Shine your light to the side. Nice. Yes. Looking beautiful. And then we'll press into the feet. We'll come back up. Inhale to rise. Okay, walk the back foot in. And then we'll make sure that our hips are in alignment to the short end of the mat. The right hip is pulling a little back. The left hip forward. Both heels are on the earth. We'll inhale to lift up the arms, and then the exhale carries us down over that front leg. Maybe you draw your nose towards your knee. Breathing here. Softening in the breath. Stretching into the back hamstring. Extending the spine. And then when you're ready, we're going to soften in that front knee. We're going to walk the hands forward. Reach for your block. We're going to press off the back leg, and we're going to turn towards the leg into a reverse half moon Ardha Chandrasana. Whew. And if you come out, not a perfect world, and this is a very difficult pose for me, probably is for you, turning towards the standing leg. Yeah, nice. And then when you're ready to really come out of it, inhale and then exhale. We'll step the back leg back. We'll press into the earth and we'll come on back to downward facing dog. Come through three-legged dog if you like. And then send both feet to the earth. And again, on this side, if you want to just drop in a child and you want to just tend to the fire a little bit, or you want to fire it up a little more, you can take a vinyasa, roll forward to plank, You can even just drop the knees here if you like. So you're in charge of modulating the practice. And then exhale, we'll come on down and all the way down to the mat. And then we'll inhale to rise. And then we'll exhale and lower. And then we'll press on back to downward facing dog. Again, stay in down dog, drop into child, whatever you need. Or if you want one more really empowering practice, roll forward to plank. On the exhale, come over onto the edge of that back foot. And then roll your heart open. So now, lifting up out of the earth, pressing into the standing hand, and lifting up in the hips and the heart and the core. Arm balances, very empowering. Balancing the third chakra. One more breath. And then exhale, we'll all come down. And we'll come all the way back to child for one more stretch. Catch our breath. Release the wrists. Extend the spine long. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Where's the energy? Where's the fire burning? What are the special gifts you have to offer the world today? What is your superpower? Superpower, I love that. All right, now we're going to come forward. We're just going to come all the way down to our seat. And cross the legs and come on down. We're going to come all the way down now onto our backs. But we're not resting quite yet. Extending the arms. And then let's draw ourselves down using the strong core all the way down to the earth. Here we are, back on the earth. Yay. Draw your knees into your chest. Allow the fullness of your back to rest on the earth now. Softening the cheeks of your face. Let the shoulders and the mid-back just really melt into the mat. But I have one more power-up practice for us to do before we really come into winding down. So if you're up for that, come along. So here we are. This is another one that I just started practicing, and I think it's fun and empowering. And when I first saw it, I was like, there's no way I can do that. And then, yes, you can do that. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to first just draw our nose into our knee, if rounding your back is okay for you, okay? So we're just squeezing in the knees into the chest and drawing our nose towards the knee. Nice round ball, and then we're going to just release that. Okay, so we know what that feels like. And then we're going to round in again, nose towards the knee. And then on the exhale, we're going to extend the legs and we're going to come up to boat. I know it's crazy, but you can do it. Here we go. Inhale, we'll come down. Exhale, nose to knee and lift up. Wow, strong. Inhale, come down. Woo. Let's do it a couple more times. Exhale, draw the legs up, straight, arms straight, everything super strong. Everything coming from here, big power center. Exhale, inhale, come back down. Exhale, lift up. Wow, strong. Inhale, come back. 2 more times. Exhale, draw yourself up. Whoa, really strong in the belly. Inhale, come down. Last time. Exhale. Strong. Inhale, come down. Okay, now we can start to wind down our practice. So that's the last. Stoke the fire. Okay. Take a few breaths. Whatever you need here. Maybe bringing the feet to the earth and just rocking the knees side to side. Dropping one knee into the middle and then the other knee. Might just feel good around the hips and the psoas. This keeps moving on me. Okay, now we'll send the soles of the feet to the earth, right behind our hips. Maybe you could even reach down and brush the back of your heels there. See that the feet are hip-width distance apart. Roll your shoulders underneath you. Keep your gaze straight up to the ceiling. And then we'll just take a few rocks of the pelvis as you exhale. Draw your navel to your spine. Take the space out of your low back, your lumbar spine. And then inhale, rock the pelvis forward and allow that space to grow in the low back. So just drawing your navel back towards your spine, squeezing in the glutes a little bit, tipping the pelvis towards the face, and then inhale, rock the pelvis away. So just nice movements there. And then when you're ready, next time you've taken this curve out of your back, press deeply into the feet and allow the hips to come up. Coming into bridge pose. Now I told you keep your gaze straight, so follow the sound of my voice instead of looking at the device. So as you press into your feet, lift up at the hips, extend through the crown of your head. So make sure that you still have that cervical curve in the back of your neck. And then just breathe here. Just breathe, breathe, breathe. Sending the knees away from the crown, lifting up in the torso. Shoulder blades are underneath you. Maybe you roll your shoulders underneath. And arms are out to the side with palms up. And you're just breathing right through the heart, right through the solar plexus. Softening in this area, letting the fire burn but warm, not blazing now. Take another breath. Feeling empowered, knowing that you got this, you can do this, you've got the strength, you've got the fortitude, you've got the skills, your special superpowers. Take a big deep breath, and on the exhale then we'll start the journey back to the earth, one vertebrae at a time, from the neck all the way down to the tailbone. Woo. And when the tailbone arrives, then you can draw your knees back into the chest and rock a little bit side to side and release the back. And now we'll come into a knee down twist. So we'll send the knees straight out over the hips, and then the feet straight out, ankles straight out from the knees. We'll bring our arms out straight from the shoulders. And then we'll exhale as we draw the navel back towards the spine. Take the curve out of your back, and then we'll drop the knees over to the right side. And see if you can keep the knees stacked one on another. And then as you send the knees to the right, you may feel like your left shoulder is coming up off the earth, and that's okay. Maybe you could just encourage the softening of that left shoulder so it stays closer to the earth as the knees are over onto the right. And then send a really huge breath from the crown, from the tailbone all the way up through the crown of your head. And as you follow that breath, see if you can notice how the vertebrae will expand for you. And then on the exhale of that breath, just see if you can just let go now that you're in the shape of this twist. Can you scan the body and see if you're holding on any tension anywhere? Can you allow that to just melt into the earth underneath your mat? Just let it go here. Slowing our breath now. Letting the coals die down. Perfect temperature. That digestive fire is transformed. Burned away any toxins, taken away any bad feelings or energy that we needed to dissipate. Maybe you're starting to cool down a little. And then when you're ready, inhale, draw both knees up again. Allow the fullness of your back to rest on the earth. Maybe squeeze the knees in again. And then when you feel ready to move to the other side, we'll draw the knees out over the hips and the ankles straight out from the knees again. And then exhale as we take the curve out of our low back and then drop the knees now to the left side. And again, knees are stacked, and maybe the shoulder on the right side could just relax down closer to the earth. Or maybe you favor one side than the other, and that's fine too. So then just take a very big deep breath now again from the tailbone through the crown. And lengthen along the spine as you go, and then exhale and just let everything go. Nothing to do but just lay here in the twist, allow the twist to happen. Softening anywhere you can. Scanning again, finding another bit of tension, letting the breath carry it away. And then when you're ready, if you feel complete on this side, with a big inhale, drawing both knees back into your chest, and give yourself a beautiful big hug here. A little bit of self-love and compassion, all part of balancing this chakra. And now let's just take an inversion. If you're feeling still solar energy and powerful and you have a handstand or headstand in your practice, please feel free to go for it. If you'd rather continue with a bit of cooling, you can just take a block and just put it underneath your sacrum here and send the legs straight up from there. Or if you have a wall near you like I do, you might want to come straight over to the wall. And you have to kind of snug up to the wall first and then swing your legs up. And then you can just rest your legs on the wall. And that's a nice option because there's really no gripping then. You can really just let go. If there's a chair nearby, you can do the same with just coming to the base of the chair, bending your knees and putting the chair pad right here under your shins, behind your knees. That's also a really nice option. So as we rest here in our inversion, again imagining that beautiful yellow light shining from Manipura's chakra. Feeling self-empowered, feeling very centered and calm, moving from a place of strength, self-reliance, knowing that our gifts that the universe have given us are here for us to share with others and shine our light, maybe into someone else's darkness. We never really know if our light will shine and somehow lighten someone else's path. So take a few more moments in your inversion, slowing and deepening our breath. And then when you're ready, we'll make our way to Shavasana. So coming all the way down onto our mats. Maybe grab a blanket or putting maybe a cushion underneath your knees if that helps to support your low back. And then we'll just come to our final resting posture. Maybe you want to bring your hands to the solar plexus area, feeling the warmth and the sun and the fire there. Maybe you just want to shine that light out to the universe and just let your arms come to the side. And take a few moments in your Shavasana. And as you let everything go here and return to the earth, maybe scan the body one more time, release any tension you may still be holding. And then as we lay here, let's review the energies that we feel along the chakras. Starting at the root chakra, at the base of the spine. That's where we draw our security, our safety, our basic needs. It's glowing there with a red light. It is associated with the earth element. And bring your awareness to the second chakra, located between the navel and the pubic bone. Second chakra, shining an orange light. The element of water. Associated with our creative center, the organs of reproduction, the bladder. What do we bring forth to the world? What do we want to create from the second chakra? The third chakra, Manipura, solar plexus region, shining a yellow light, warm, shining yellow light. Associated with the functions of digestion and transformation, the source of our willpower, our stamina, our fortitude. Associated with the element of fire. The fire that is our energy, it also is the fire of transformation. And drawing our awareness to the heart center, Anahata, glowing green light there. The heart center associated with the organs of respiratory and cardiac, the heartbeat, the pulse, the movement coming from the heart center. This is where compassion and love live. This is the bridge from the more physical chakras to the more spiritual chakras. And then we move up the spine to the throat chakra, shining a blue light. The throat, the mouth, the lips, the tongue. This is where we speak our truth. And then moving up to the third eye, shining a violet light, a dark blue violet light. Center of intuition. And then we move to the seventh chakra, at or above the crown of our head. A brilliant violet light moving to a white light. The area of enlightenment, spiritual peace. Maybe you could visualize that white light now coming down, bathing us, the full body, in full relaxation. The white light, all of the rest of the colors, all of the vibrations in balance and harmony. Take a few more moments in your Shavasana. And when you're ready, inviting in a big inhale. Allowing the breath to carry you back into the body and back into the present moment. And stay here as long as you like. And when you're ready to move or roll on over onto one side, maybe come into that fetal position for a moment, pausing to set an intention for the rest of your day. And then when you're ready, pressing into a hand and then making your way back to your seat. And as we come back to our seat, we'll draw our hands back to heart center as we lift the crown over our head. We'll take a big breath in. Hopefully feeling balanced, feeling empowered, feeling energized. And we'll end the practice here as we usually do with one chant of Om. So we'll inhale deeply and then exhale to the sound of Om, the vibration of peace. Inhaling. Keep shining your light and stay well. Namaste. Thank you.